Hi guys, how are you? I hope you're okay, and I really hope that the videos will keep uploading and helping you out. This is video number 3, guys, from me answering the November grade 11 question paper. It's a paper 2 examination. It was written in the province of Gauteng. We are just going to do the mathematics paper 2 question 3 in this video. Please note that there are already 2 videos which are already uploaded, and there will be other 7 videos after this one. You can just click the link on the description below. It will direct you straight to the playlist that has the full memorandum. You can just download the question paper, answer the questions with me. If there are things I'm not sure about, please do ask on the comment section. I'll definitely come back and assist you. Okay. um we are told that in the diagram below, a triangle RPQ is drawn, and we are only given the coordinates of P and Q. And then we are told that M is the midpoint of line RQ. Okay, the first question they want us to find, they want us to answer, is to determine the gradient of line MQ. The gradient of line MQ, we have 2 points there, so we are simply going to use our average gradient formula. It's the gradient of line MQ, say y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, right? So I'll simply take the y value at m, which is 0, minus the y value at q, negative 2, all over the x value at m minus the x value at q. So there at the top I'll have a positive 2, at the denominator I'll have a negative 6, and my gradient will be negative 1 over 3. So the gradient of line MQ rather, it's simply negative 1 over 3. Okay, and then now I'm supposed to determine the equation of the line MP in the equation y is equal to mx plus c. For me to find the equation of a straight line, there are only 2 things I need. I need a point on that line and the gradient of the line. Are you together? Okay, I do have the point. I do have the point there, which is m, and another point is q. So I'm privileged. I can find the gradient by using the average gradient, or I can simply use the gradient I just calculated to find the gradient of line PQ. How can I do so? Whenever you have 2 lines which are perpendicular to one another, please note that the relationship of those lines is that the product of the gradients of those lines is always equal to minus 1. Are you together? So I can therefore say that the gradient of line MP is simply equal to 3. Are you together? If you have 2 lines which are perpendicular, we have the gradient of one line and you want to find the gradient of the other line, you just need to flip it around and change the sign. Flip it around and change the sign. The gradient was negative 1 over 3. Whenever I flip it around, it will be negative 3, and then I change the sign, and hence I'll have positive 3, right? So I know the gradient. Luckily I also know the y-intercept. So the equation of my line, I'll just say y is equal to 3x plus 6. Okay, and then now I'm supposed to calculate the coordinates of r. Remember that I was told that m is the midpoint of line PQ. Are you together? So I know that for me to find the x value at point M, I just need to find the average of the x values at R and the x value at P. Are you together? And same thing applies with the y value. The y value at point M is equal to the y value at P, at R rather, not P. It's R and Q. Y value at R plus the y value at Q all over 2. Okay, and then now all I need to do is to just substitute. The x value at M is negative 2. I want to find the x value at R, but I do know the x value at Q, that's 4. Okay, I'll have negative 4 is equal to x at R plus 4. Then the x value at R is just equal to negative 8. Then now I must go and find the corresponding y value. I know that the y value at m is 0. I want to find the y value at r, and the y value at q is just negative 2. This is all over 2. Whenever I multiply both sides by 2, I'll simply get a 0 here, and then yr minus 2, and then the y value at r is just equal to 2. So this simply means that the coordinates of r, I have negative 8 and positive 2. So the coordinates of r is negative 8 and positive 2. Okay. 3.4, I'm supposed to calculate the length of PQ in simplified set form. The length of PQ in simplified set form. I do have the coordinates of P and Q. I can simply use my distance formula to find the length of line PQ. Excuse me. PQ is just equal to x2 minus x1 squared, y2 minus y1 all squared. Ne? I can take the x value at q, which is negative 4, no, rather it's positive 4, excuse me, minus the x value at p all squared, plus the y value at q minus the y value at p all squared. And then I know that this will give me 16 plus 64, which is the square root of 80. The square root of 80 is 16 times 5, that's 4 root 5. Let me confirm on my precious calculator. As I'm confirming, don't forget to subscribe. Okay, that's 4 root 5. So the length of PQ is equal to 4 root 5. Okay, given that PRQT is a parallelogram, determine the coordinates of T if T is the point in the third quadrant. Let me erase here. This question, guys, needs you to remember the properties of a parallelogram. No? They said you have a rhombus RPQT. That means T is somewhere in here. It has to be like this. Hey, I wanna drawing. Yo. Let me extend my diagonal first. Who said I cannot draw? Look at this. Okay. Remember that, guys. The properties of a parallelogram, ne? The diagonals bisect one another. So this simply means that this length is equal to this one. Are you together? So for me to calculate the coordinates of T, that means M is the midpoint of the diagonal TP. So this simply means that for me to find T, I'll simply say the x value at M, I'll find it whenever I say the x value at P plus the x value at T all over 2. Same thing with Y. The Y value at M, for me to find it, I'll say the Y value at P plus the Y value at T all over 2. Are you together? Okay, let's start with Y. The Y value at point M is 0. The Y value at P is positive 6. I don't know the Y value at point T. And I'm expecting to find a negative value because T is in the third quadrant. Y at T, ne? This is equal to 0. Whenever I multiply everything by 2, I'll simply have a 0 on the right hand side. 6 plus Y value at T. So therefore the Y value at T is just negative 6. Okay, now let me go and find the corresponding x value, and I'm also expecting to find the x value to be negative since T is in the third quadrant. In the third quadrant, both x and y are negative. Okay, I know that the x value at point M is negative 2. The x value at P, that's 0. I want to find the x value at T. This is all over 2 now. Just multiply everything by 2, or rather both sides by 2. I'll simply have negative 4 is equal to the x value at T. So T has the coordinates of negative 4 and negative 6. T has the coordinates of negative 4 and negative 6. Okay, explain why RPQT is a rhombus. Okay, we already know that RPQT is a parallelogram, right? For this parallelogram to be regarded as a rhombus, the adjacent sides has to be equal. Are you together? So if we can show that the length QT is equal to let me use a different color because I've already used red. The length of QT, if you can show that the length of QT is equal to the length of QP, we can therefore conclude that this type of a parallelogram is a rhombus. Are you together? There are only two parallelograms whereby the adjacent sides are equal. It's only a rhombus and a square. Are you together? So for a square, you need to show that the adjacent sides are equal and one of the angles is 90 degrees. Are you together? This angle is not 90 degrees, so it cannot be a rhombus. How many marks is this? Just 2 marks. So you don't have to worry about showing the angle. No? Just show that the adjacent sides are equal. Let us find the length of QT. QT is simply equal to x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1. Okay, and then I'll simply have the x value at T, which is negative 4, minus the x value at Q, positive 4, all squared. And then I'll have the x value at T. The x value at T is negative 6. And then the x value at Q is negative 2, all squared. So this will give us negative 8 squared, that's 64. And then that will be 16, which will be also 4 root 5. So now I've shown that QT is equal to PQ, and both of them are just equal to 4 root 5. So I can therefore conclude that this type of a parallelogram is a rhombus. Why? Because the adjacent sides of this parallelogram are equal. That's how, guys, we would have tackled the third question. Just stay tuned, guys, and wait for more videos. Please don't forget to share, guys, to your peers, and your engagement. It's really helpful, guys. Don't forget to comment if there are things you are not sure about. Like the video if you benefited, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much.